guys, Dan Patlansky here. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what I played and parts of what I played on that last track you heard. It's a track called Step Up by Jason Sidwell. When Jason sent it to me, it immediately gave me a 70s type of vibe, very much like a Larry Colton vibe, even Steely Dan in parts. It was very, very much in that direction. Quick rundown on the gear I used. I'm using my Jason Smith Masterbuilt Strat MF Lone Star No. 1 pickups, Honeybee 40 watt head driving, two EVM 12L vintage speakers. Effects wise, I kept it simple. I'm using a King Tone dualist. I used the heavy hand side into a Honeybee amps clean drive, which I never switch off, into a Tech 21 reverb. So my basic approach to the song was, and the way I approach all songs, is I first gave it a listen and decided where I wanted to highlight chords, where I wanted to be more melodic, where I wanted to be a little bit more random, and I basically got a structure in my mind's eye. So this song is in two parts, a chorus and a bridge. I divided it into three parts. I split the chorus up into two parts. So my basic thing was I wanted to have more of a motif and a repeating melodic idea for the first part of the chorus, where the chords are A minor 7, D7. The way I approached that was just looking through triads. So the two triads I picked was this A minor 7, this A minor, this D major. The basic lines I did and the motif was a little slide, a bend and a little slide type of thing, which is, gives you that Derek Trucks type of thing. Bend, you do a quick slide up a semitone and you slide that semitone back all in one movement. And the basic thing I was doing for the D major was this. And I was kind of adding in that flat 7 there to give it a dominant feel, right? So as soon as I had the triads in place, it's really, really easy to play melodically, simply, but melodically, and really get something a little bit more memorable across. Then I treated the next part of the chorus is G minor 7, C9. I treated that as its own part. I wanted to be a little bit more random playing on that. Still highlighting the G minor and the C dominant, but a little bit more random playing, not as melodic on that, just to play off the motif part. So getting there, all I did was just added a little bit of passing tones to a D mixolydian. So I went something like chromatic pattern on that B string, and then as that G minor chord plays, I'm playing that minor third for it. For the G minor chord, I was playing mostly pentatonic, and for the C9 chord, I was playing C mixolydian with odd passing notes. So stuff like, for the C. So I always associate a line and a movement with a chord shape. So for this chord shape, C dominant, that particular one I always associate as a blueprint bass lick. Had massive success on my Patreon page with students with that. Then there's a turnaround, F major 7, F sharp half diminished, B7, E7, and on that one, all I did was I played an F major chord or arpeggiator just to get that going, and then I just really picked the notes out of the F sharp half diminished to get that out. And then for the E7 chord, I was playing E BB King box. Thought that would be a good place, and doing that slide, little flick slide thing again. Went back to the to another chorus, continued with the motif, maybe developed it a little bit more, and then on the second time that turnaround came, I approached it like a 2-5-1, and I did this type of thing. Ending on the major third of that E7 and ending with a lick like that. And then it's the bridge section, which is F sharp minor 7, G sharp minor 7, A major 7 for the most part. I wanted to separate that, and the way I managed to separate that and get a different sound on that is instead of highlighting chords, I took that rock and roll blues route and I just was key-centric. Key center playing, I just played F minor pentatonic, bluesy licks, rock and roll type of licks. It gives it a more gritty sound and separates it from the other more melodic sort of stuff. Except when it got to the B flat minor 7 chord, that's when I started highlighting chords again. On that chord there, I used this arpeggio, but added a bunch of passing tones in, chromatic vibe. Got that kind of thing going over there. And then I did a little motif at the end there, and the last couple chords at the end there, B minor 7 flat 5, E7, F6, E7, and all I did there was just do a motif where I highlighted the first chord, changed one note in the chord for an E7, did like a little diminished thing going up, minor third, same kind of dominant chord, did it again, because the F6 shares so many notes to the first chord, and then instead of just going up once with that dominant chord, I went up twice. Kind of like a diminished thing, and then I just ended on that root note for the E, because it goes back to the chorus, zenned it out for a little bit, and pretty much played it the same way, got back to that motif, that familiar sound, and then the very, very last thing I played, the last chord of the song is an A minor 7 sus2, so I played an A minor 9 to get that 9 in there. And then I resolved the 9 by doing a Stevie lick and bending the 9 to the flat 3. Hope that helped, guys. That's pretty much the basic way I do it. The simpler I can see it, the easier I can play it. Thank you.